Ladies and gentlemen,
let's get started.
I have thought a lot in the last 24 hours.
Time to get your weekly sports fix.
By the skin of their teeth, they lost.
Then you can just ride it the whole thing.
With Stix.
What's going on, big homie? You chilling in the key today?
Yeah, man, I was feeling a little nostalgic, man. The 70s seemed like they were so far away, right? And on everything, does anybody remember that this group of wild, funny-looking jokers in 1979, a team from Seattle named the Supersonics, won the title? You believe that? That's impossible. It seems impossible, don't it?
And now there's just not a team.
It
doesn't make
it
any
is.
sense.
It's the Storm.
True, but no NBA team. Not till they start Las Vegas in next year. Las Vegas and Seattle. Bring them back, baby.
Man, they better do something, man. But hey, I was just feeling a little nostalgic, man, because it was a little family conversation, and strangely enough, surprisingly, okay, there's so many different connections to my hometown, right? And there's so many famous people that are from there, and yeah, I'm just a regular joker, right? But believe it or not, down the street from where my mom grew up, used to hang out with my uncle, come over and annoy my grandmother, was the MVP of the finals, graduate of Dominguez High School, Compton, California, Dennis Johnson.
How about that? For real? How about that for a cold hard fact right there?
How about that? Okay.
That's what's up.
Look it up, verified. It goes down. You can verify everything except for my grandmother, the address, and all of that. Trust me, take my word for it.
That's pretty dope, homie. Nice. Dropping down memory lane.
What's been going on with you, man?
Jeez, just chilling, man.
They got you out there working hard or hardly working?
Pretty much hardly working. It's been pretty dang slow lately, man. A lot of downtime, a lot of chilling, learning, and all that. So the only good thing about it being slow is I get to learn and see what's going on in the financial world, man. It's good to actually
pretty
be
low
able to
pressure
use
environment,
my brain.
man.
Yeah, right now, yeah, for sure.
That's what's
As
up.
it's time, first of the month when people get paid, and end of the month when people need to pay their mortgage or their car payment and all that stuff. So it's kind of laid back there the rest of the time. So
yeah,
we'll see.
Hey, you hear the roar of the crowd, don't you? So you hear the roar of the crowd in the background. It's going down in here.
There we go. All right.
Hey, without any further ado,
There we go.
Give the man a proper introduction.
I was trying to get my AirPods hooked up, but my computer does not hook up to my new AirPods yet, just like the last podcast. And then,
that sounds good right now.
Then I dropped because I've got my old wire ones on, but then I dropped the case. Now I've got to, once we're done, I got to find one of my missing AirPods.
Nice.
Aaron Rodgers was on to something. Say, stick with the wires. I'm telling you, there's too many wireless shit going on in the world today anyway.
I hear you. No,
they're trying to get us to lose all of it and buy it all over again anyway. I'm telling you.
Right.
Hey, turn that TV down a little bit more.
Caller, turn down the radio.
I'll turn it down. Hold on.
Caller, turn down the radio. Jeez, Slim, every time these callers, I'm telling you, the callers, every time they call in all the time, they don't know how to turn down the radio.
The background.
They call in every time. We tell them to turn down the radio. Call screeners. Can you tell them to turn down the radio first? Okay, but anyway, go ahead.
Colorado currently has negative 33 yards rushing, and it is 34-0 now.
Hey,
yeah, it's gross.
The world saw it coming, right?
Speaking of bad news.
Remember, all the Dion fans, and I am a Dion fan. I'm not trying to knock him at all, but all those people in sports talk were like, "Oh, this 21 points is disrespectful."
Were they watching tape? Did they watch tape, or are they just the fans? I just hardcore.
Well, and I agree with you, because even Richard Sherman was talking about the Turner kid being an SEC kind of kid. My point being, I think they've completely disrespected what the Pac-12 is right now. Completely disrespected what the Pac-12 is.
Yeah.
Because they are putting on a clinic.
Yeah.
I don't know that outside of that interception, which, by the way, he underthrew that. the wide receiver was wide open on that pick that Bo Nix threw. So
For the
outside
record,
of that
everybody,
Bo
this
Nix-
live, and this is live commentary on Oregon, Colorado. Coach Prime and them boys, Bo Nix is putting on a tutorial right now on how to run an offense right now.
He really is. I mean, and those guys are, I mean, they're just quicker and making
and
defenses not tackling well at all. And oh my gosh,
they're bigger and faster.
The good old push-up counter is moving.
I think Colorado was right around maybe 50 yards of offense. I mean, Shedeur Sanders has been under pressure every time he drops back.
Okay, so let's get to the guts of this, Stix. Get to the guts of it. Is it the fact that they were completely overhyped and they do not have the talent? Or is this one of those situations where the hype is gone and now they have met and achieved their maximum level and now they're going to plateau, and this is what you're going to see them versus real programs? Were they playing out of their ass, you know what I mean, or what?
I mean, this is pretty bad right now. I mean, as we're watching the game and you just see like Barcott just said too, Shador's under pressure every single play. Colorado's defense is not tackling worth a dang, and those little 5'0" 100 running backs for Oregon are just blowing by the line of scrimmage before anybody even touches them. They get 5, 6, 7 yards, and then bad tackling. They get another 3.
Magic right now. I'm telling you, that O-line look like the Rams O-line.
But
I will say, I will give you props. I will give you props on that. I'm dying on that one. I'll give you props. The Rams have looked a hell of a lot better than everybody thought. I will say this. I don't think Colorado is overhyped, and here's why. I think everybody knew coming in that they had problems up front on both sides. Their line on both sides in the trenches was bad. Yeah, I remember hearing that going to TCU, and that's why the TCU was 21-point favorites.
Yeah.
The problem TCU had was they're coming off the biggest embarrassment in college championship history, and you graduated everybody. And now you've got this program coming in that everybody's talking about. They're hyped up. They're out there to try to show something. And we all know this. When a team everybody talks about coming into the season is supposed – so to piggyback on the Seahawks, I just watched not all of it, but some of that season of Boom. And it started off with losing in the playoffs to the Falcons. And they talked about all the work they did in the offseason because they knew they were good. Here we go. Kind of like Colorado. Not that they did the offseason work because they were all being recruited at the time in the transfer portal, but all the hype, which is not – it's not bad. They earned it. They had a good coach. They had a good program. And then they come in and you're facing a team that everybody's got ranked at 17th, but I think was grossly overranked because they – no quarterback. The number one receiver was gone. They'd lost some linemen. The defense had been gutted by graduation. And so you've got a TCU team that's on its heels and a Colorado team that's coming in just fired up.
Yeah.
And then after that, they play a bad Nebraska team. I mean, the quarterback led the
table was kind of set up for them first 2 games, to build this story, don't y'all think?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
and then now that we get into the Pac-12, like Barcott, we've all been talking about.
Now they're playing real teams. And now, so to piggyback what Jason had said, now they're facing the first team. Because we've seen the opposite. We've seen Shedeur get sacked the last 2 weeks. We've seen him under pressure from Nebraska and Colorado State. Now he's facing a legit front seven. He's facing a team that's got speed that equals his speed. His wide receivers. They're just as elite defensively outside as his receivers are. And now we're seeing the holes. Now that does not mean I'm knocking Colorado. I think Colorado's going to go 4-2. I think they're going to obviously get thumped today.
Well, they'll beat what everybody's projection was because they already have. I think they already have. Because look at weren't they the last place team in the Pac-12 last year?
Yeah,
were they last
game, right?
They were 1-11. Now here's where I'll push back on homie, and you're not wrong. People that have their minds grounded knew that this was going to happen. But if you watch Speak on FS1, if you watch, you got those dudes out there talking about after they beat Colorado State. 10-1. They get 10-1. They're going, and I'm like, 10-1. That means you're going to split with USC and Oregon.
Yeah.
And my thing is, and Jason's going to hit me over the head like he does with the Yankee thing. If Oregon's doing this to you, And granted, you're on the road, and that's a tough stadium to win. That's a tough stadium to win. And I know you're at home next week, but you're going to come licking your wounds after an ass whooping. You still don't have Travis Hunter. And what are you going to do? Bo Nix is not Caleb Williams. I don't care what people want to say about Caleb Williams.
No,
Bo Nix is not. What do you think USC is going to do to you? You know what I'm saying? And USC, by the way, just like Oregon, they play defense this year. You listen to USC's playing defense this year.
It's
They
one
got
name.
some dudes.
You know who is starting up? You think my man from Colorado State sparked a matchup and had some stuff going? Lincoln Riley don't even have to. His name rings off. He just walks into SC with his rep and his QB and said, let's go to work. And everybody is shook. So he don't even have to do nothing. You won't hear none of this kind of talk from them. They just gonna go in there and run it up. And if they seen Oregon, guarantee he's telling Caleb, look, that's the score you need to beat right there. You want to double up on this Heisman thing, Archie style. That's the number you need to beat. Right. And I agree. And I'll say, I don't know that USC goes to the Final Four because they've got to play Oregon and UW. Colorado does not have to play UW this year. Dude, this division in the last year is crazy. It's some killers out here.
RIP Pac-12.
West Coast.
The fact that the Pac-12 is this good and the president screwed this league so bad that it's got to dissolve this year. But yeah, I mean, it's I don't know that USC makes the Final Four. Picture is kind of appropriate now. You tell me about that, with the conference and all of that. I just don't know. The Pac-12 is so good, and you know what? They don't get the SEC love. So USC could lose a game and not make the Final Four, while Georgia and Bama could lose a game and still get in. But they forget USC's got to go through UW, Oregon, 2 teams in the top 10. They're going to have to go through Utah.
That's only this 10. Year, though. Think about that. This could only be this year. The geniuses with all the money who didn't want to spend might be right, because once Caleb leave and once Penix leave and Bo Nix is up out of here, they're like, oh, we don't see stars in the future. So hands up. Yeah,
that
saying,
could
let's
be
get
a way
rid
to
of
look
this
at
conference. You see what I'm saying?
It could be, but at the same time, it's Lincoln Riley. He's already signed the best quarterback out of high school. And so you already know the best quarterback out of high school last year is already sitting the bench behind Caleb Williams. He's already getting coached up. So I would agree with you, except for Lincoln has shown Baker to Kyler to Jalen Hurts to Caleb Williams. He's going to have another dude ready to go. And he's got that Zakiah Branch kid at wide receiver, is a true freshman, is nuts. That kid they got out of what is that? Is it Bishop Gorman?
Oh,
in
Vegas.
Oh, in Vegas.
Yeah, that kid is nuts. He's already got like 3 punt/kick returns for touchdowns, and he's got a couple wide receivers. I mean, he's got 5 touchdowns in 3 games as a freshman. So I mean, USC is gonna.
They got me watching college, man. They got me watching college. This last season of Pac-12, 2-pack, Pac-12. Yeah. You know what I mean? It got me looking. They got me looking, and because they've got some good stories up here on the West Coast. When I think that I don't remember the West. In the Pac-12 really making a lot of noise, and some of them UCLA teams. I mean, talking about we know what SC was, don't even need to mention them. But when UW was really a factor with the old school days when they was getting a piece of the championship and things like this, we didn't kick up a lot of noise like that since the SC situation died down. So now this division is popping up teams, but on the way out the door, sadness.
But even then, it wasn't that deep. Now it's deep.
That's true. That's true.
Like that's what I'm saying. I think USC could go out and beat anybody right now, but when you've got a schedule that's got UW and Oregon and Utah, who are all top 10 teams.
Yeah, you're already.
That's tough. That's tough.
Well, but at the same time, your schedule speaks for you too. So your resume, if you go in there with this, so you know how they used to do with this 1-loss situation. I don't know if this stuff still applies in terms of getting into the new playoff situation, because it has me confused. But back in the day, you get 1 loss, your ass is done. So now in this situation, these guys can say, well, wait a minute, 1 loss to who? Check my track record. You go beat them then. You go beat them then.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting how that gets going. And I was just going to close out our college football talk with, and then I want to jump on a couple other sad things real quick before we get into some NFL, because we want to talk a little NFL. But 100% Barcott. We were texting offline there. I 100% agree with you that my Knowles ain't ready for for that playoff berth yet, especially after last week's demeanor in the
Tough battle
in the second half, and then today they played with an unranked Clemson team, right? And
Right.
and Jordan Travis just dropped a couple spots on my Heisman list.
I don't believe it.
We'll see how Caleb Williams shows out the next couple weeks too, but yeah, Jordan Travis, now they're saying he's hurt or whatever. Come on, dude. If you're hurt, then rub some dirt on it and play a little better. But they didn't play very well today, and they squeaked it out. And kickers are going to be kickers, as we always said. College kickers, you cannot count on them. I don't know where you find Sebastian Janikowski ain't walking through that door anymore.
Yeah, he might be. I seen him. I seen the reincarnation. I can't remember what school he is, but he got people wearing T-shirts and everything at this university.
Oh yeah,
I seen
the
it.
kicker.
I seen a clip. He's a big boy. He's a big.
I haven't seen
he
that
could
yet.
be playing tight end. Word to everything. He could be playing tight end. He could probably get off playing center if he wanted to, but he's a big boy. He got T-shirts and everything. I think it's Iowa. But I'm thinking the colors is black and yellow. You quote me on it, but I'll come back at y'all with that. But yeah, there's a big boy out there. He ain't gonna get drafted though.
Yeah. And like Barcott said, Knowles are going to drop. I agree with you 100%. I mean, if they only drop one spot, I'd be surprised. I mean, they'll probably drop them two. I don't know how the rest of the top 25 plays out this weekend, but we'll see. But yeah, so the Knowles, they need to figure it out. Their defense isn't their offense wasn't on point today, and they're playing a better team. So they got lucky and squeezed it out. But anyways, on to, I don't want to talk very much about this because this is already disappointing. And the Mariners are not going to make the playoffs if they don't go 9-0.
Why not?
They have to go. They have to go 9-0
now.
now. There's no way they go 9-0.
Oh, so you're trying to say that you don't believe that they can go 9-0? What happened to all this we believe business?
I will say this too. I will say
it went out the door when they didn't win last night.
I will say this too, for all the love the Mariners have gotten. If you look at their record, even if they go 7-2, they're going to finish less. They're going to finish with fewer wins than last year. Like they're already showing signs of dropping off as their pitching staff has gotten better. But Jason and I have talked about this offline, and Homie, I think a lot of them have been in the group text. That lineup swings and misses way too much.
That's the problem.
They like two of the top three guys in strikeouts. What, Eugenio and Teo?
And I will not. And I know, Jason, we talked about this over at your brother's house the other night. I know you like to throw Julio stuff out there to instigate. Julio's a stud. No one's going to talk about Julio being a bad player. He's a friggin' stud. But you can't be hitting 230 into July. Like, remember, Julio was not voted into the All-Star game in Seattle.
Right.
Yeah,
the All-Star game he was on his way down.
The All-Star game was in Seattle, and you're coming off that rookie year you just had, and you didn't get voted in by your own fans in your own park. That's how bad your first half was. You can't mess around like that. Now, granted, he's going to end up hitting like 280 with the 30-30 thing going on, and he's a stud. But you can't – he's got to learn that those games, April to July, they may not mean anything to you at that point. But now in September, damn.
But then
if I had just hit in May, we might have, won a couple of those games in May, and we're not here in September. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and then the problem with that is if Julio does get on base, the next two guys strike out. So, if you already have one out and Julio gets on, and then the next two guys go up there swinging a miss and a swing and a miss and a swing and a miss, that doesn't do you any good either. So, everybody has to start getting on base and getting some freaking base hits and putting the ball in play. But I agree with. I mean,
I got the solution for you. I got the solution for you. I have the solution for you, but I just know that it's not going to happen. And here's the problem. Something like this has to happen, and it's never happened as long as I've lived here and paid attention to the Mariners. You guys probably may be able to recall this name, but I don't think I can recall a single one. Can you guys name a Mariners general manager that's got some moves under his belt that we can speak of? Y'all need to go get young Theo. Y'all need to go get young Theo. Give the man some bread and let him build you the squad. You have a damn Marlin squad that has a dude, Luis Ariz, hitting 9,500, okay? and they don't get no people to watch their games, but they can put up wins. Y'all don't even get contact. This little dude ain't seen a home run since a home run seen him, but he made contact. He stay on base for them dudes. So if something happened, that swing and that hit happened, that's a 2-run home run and not that lucky Eugenio solo shot. Okay, y'all need some guys who know how to get some of this, get some play going. So basically, you need a money ball or you need a strategy. I don't know if anybody's ever had a strategy up here when building.
I think their strategy
squad.
was get the swing and miss guys, evidently.
Well, I think it was Nintendo run the show and let's just make money. You know what I mean? Let's
Yeah.
just print money because this is just an asset that we have, and let's just make money. We don't need to, so that's what I'm saying. I can't think of a GM's name that says, oh, this guy brought in somebody to do competing. We don't even know how the Cano deal happened. What brought Nelson Cruz here and some of these other deals that brought some names here before. Did they just happen? Or was this a part of a plan? It looked like the farm team is not meshing up with the pro squad. There's no like game plan. Like the Dodgers don't have nobody you ever heard of stay on top of the division because that farm club is popping and the strategy is there. And we'll add a guy and we'll add a strategic guy too. And it'll be a guy like Mookie and give him that's some crazy money. We'll add another strategic guy like Freddie, give him stupid crazy money, and then still have dudes like Justin Tucker, and have just guys that fit in the bill. You know what I'm saying? Fresh Prince, Will Smith, and have a bunch of guys that just fit, Gavin Lux, and just dudes like that. And they don't even need to be famous. They could still be Ty France. But you just need somebody in between the Ty France. You know what I mean? Where's the mayo? Where's the mustard?
Well, lack of a better word, the swing and miss guy, Jerry DePoto swung and missed on Teoscar. As you remember at the trade deadline, they were trying to get rid of him, and then he comes back after the trade deadline. He does hit a little bit better, but he's still striking out. But these guys can't strike out these next 9 days. They need to figure it out.
I will say this, and I agree with Homie on this. Remember when Jerry DePoto and was it 2018-19 was like, the trade guy. He was the guy that was trading everybody. And he had the plan. He told Seattle fans we'll be a playoff contender. And he was not far off. He said we'll be a playoff contender by 2020, 2021. The problem Jerry has is I don't know that any of the dudes he got back, and Jason would know this better now because I don't follow the Mariners. I know their pitching staff is legit, but outside of Luis Castillo, who obviously was a major leaguer traded for, he was trading major league pieces from minor league futures. I don't know how many of those minor league futures have turned in anything. Yeah. I mean,
I don't think anybody's been up since those futures.
Are we blaming the scouts?
Are we
blaming the scouts now? Do it go all the way back down to the OG scouts?
Well, I mean, I've seen that a couple of the players that they have got in return seem to be doing well in the minor leagues. I haven't been able to follow too much, but I have noticed a couple of them. But that's how social media is, every once in a while you'll see, oh, this guy, who the DePoto traded for, and part of that, went 3 for 4 with a home run
on this random day.
On a random day. So who knows what the thing, but good question.
But that's what
who
I'm
knows?
saying. Yeah. He traded all those cats from minor leaguers in 18-19. He signed Julio Rodriguez. I know the one he got away with, Ty France, but Ty France was already in the major leagues in San Diego.
Yeah.
So I don't know how many of those guys, when he was now, I'll still give him props because he was getting rid of dead weight. So he got people to buy dead weight. I don't know how much of the stuff he got in return for dead weight is paying off. So now that's where Homie's right. The Dodgers always draft well. They may spend a lot of money, but they spend it smart. When the last time the Dodgers signed a guy for a lot of money that was stupid? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can think of one.
And the guy is
spin guy.
He's gonna hit 30 home runs. You know what I'm saying? So they when they do open up the checkbook, it's not stupid. And Julio was huge, but Ty France regressed by 50 points in the batting average. Where are we seeing some of these other guys come up?
JP, man, what's going on with your boy JP, man? And there's just, I mean, I don't know, consistency. How come you can't have 5 or 6 dudes all hitting 275 and some change, or is 275 impossible now? Is that impossible? Is that what this is? Are we in a world where we have to accept 250? Yeah, well, we have to accept 250 as amazing production from a everyday player.
I think so.
And you know who's going to have the weirdest career? I would have loved to have had him, but they wanted so much, and Seattle was aggressive and when I got him. Luis Castillo, for all that talent, bro, when are you going to win 15 games? I'm not asking for 20. Bro, you're 7 years in the league. When are you going to win 15 games? I think his career high is 12. And he's a great pitcher. His ERA is always low.
Is that Barcott's?
When are we going to be able to just
does that mean?
pencil you in like a
Barcott?
Kershaw and those kinds of guys?
All right. Yeah, well, that's some Mariners talk. Like I said, 9-1.
So
9-1. They are 9-0. They need to go 9-0 and get to it. So let's talk a little NFL. Let's go into the NFL since we didn't get to do too much. But I want to start off with the hometown plays of the week from last week.
How'd you do?
Well, we'll just go over mine real quick.
Yeah.
I had Walker to Walker to have 115 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns, defense to have 2 sacks and under 400 total yards given up, and then a pick 6 by Quandre. Walker had a day. He had 2 touchdowns. So there we go. Where's that parlay that we could play at a casino somewhere? Oh wait, don't have one.
Daily fantasy. Anyway.
Can't do it. Shout out DraftKings. Thanks for letting us in Washington State here. Get on it already. Quit screwing around. But he had a whopping 43 yards for Walker. The defense only gave up 418 yards, a little better than the week before when they gave up 426. But Trey Brown had the pick 6 instead of Quandre, so I was kind of close. What's that?
Are the tackles back? Are the tackles
back?
Dude, they both out long?
There's like 9 guys on the IR or whatever this week. I don't even know. I know who's playing tomorrow.
That is literally that's all I have to talk about, y'all. That's literally all I have to talk about. Just pick a team. I mean, if you wanted to pick a team, we could just go down this because I had told you, remember, I had shot it out. I was like, yo, this week is already going to look nasty. Right. Yeah. And then so I'm looking for some little edges to materialize in some places. We couldn't even get last week completed with Monday and do Chubb
real quick
before it's already week 3 is already affected. Go ahead.
You're right, homie. Let's get into that. But I do want to go over your 2 hometown plays of the week real quick. Rams +7, never a doubt. And then
beat by those guys like that.
And then your boy Puka, setting records over there, over 100. The next Cooper Kupp,
aka Cooper Kupp.
Yep,
with the protege. With the quad injury going to tomorrow.
Yep. System.
Yeah. So, yeah, but
why is everybody out here talking about Cooper Kupp is not that good? I ain't never seen Sean McVay run a route before or throw one of these passes. So I get it, but the Cooper Kupp is the man, yo.
It's not just.
And so is Puka Nuka.
It's not just Puka. They got that Atwell kid who's got like 14, 15.
He's just
catches.
waiting. Yeah, he's just waiting to break out.
And what's scary, especially for teams like Seattle, you got Puka, you got Atwell, and then Cooper Kupp by week 5 will be back. And now they've got 3 dudes they can throw to. And I know Jason likes to call him the little running back no one's ever heard of, but that mug at running back has been playing. He's got 4 touchdowns, and he's not a game-breaking running back, but he'll get you 50 yards on the ground, and then he'll catch you 6 passes, and then you throw in Puka and Atwell, and then you got Cooper Kupp coming back.
They got rid of your Seminole brethren to make room for the man. So was that was a direct shot at you because you didn't respect him properly because you didn't know who he was. So the Rams just said, you know what? Let's just trade Stix boy who went to FSU up out of here so he could really understand who this young kid is.
Hey, well, and go back into your conspiracy theories there, homie, about Mondays and Thursdays. Let the people know what happened. Started off with Rodgers. You said Chubb.
It becomes a never ending story of story creation, basically. And I don't it's all happenstance because it's NFL and it just happens all the time. It's just the highest level, and you have so much straight up gambling money moving back and forth. So it means more to, if you don't play a single game in the world, but it means more to people whether you know it or not. Okay, so it's a lot on these. So these names mean a lot, and these injuries is just crazy piling up. And it's amazing. Now I'm starting to think about training staffs. I started to think about teams like Baltimore Ravens training staff, because people always said that the Cardinals were horrible. You don't want to play for that franchise. But why do the Ravens always have a stack up of running back room that's just dead? The wide receiver room is always dead. Yeah, the somebody on the line is always dead. You know who always shows up? Ray Lewis, Ed Reed. They show up. But and they only score 9 points and they win 9-6. This is what happens because everybody's always half dead. But this year, it just seems to me that I don't know if it's the schedule. We talked about this last year when they messed around with the schedule and trying to figure out how it's going to go. Should they have a rotation? Should you have a guy shouldn't be expected to play 17 games like we were talking about with Odell or Joe Burrow in this situation. If you know Joe Burrow needs to be there to get you 11 wins, wouldn't you strategically not play him in the beginning, Bill Belichick style, which Jamar Chase is now thrown out there and said, I tried to tell him.
Peace.
What do you do in these situations now? Because now Cleveland has to dump a whole season now, basically, because now they dump 2 seasons. Massage table man. And now my boy Chubby Ankles is out here doing squats and clearly ain't doing him no good when he gets rolled up on.
Oh, you're right.
I think it goes both ways. I think some of the injuries we've had, not the big ones like a Nick Chubb, but I think some of the injuries we've had also come from the lack of players playing in preseason. And so they're not getting hit. So their bodies aren't getting through the stuff and the rust and whatnot. And so I agree with you. I don't know what to do with it. Like you said, Jamar Chase, when the guy gets hurt in the preseason, sit him for the first week or two, because we've seen a lot of teams get off the slow starts and then win like 8 games in the middle of the year but there's also a lot of cats getting hurt, minor stuff, not the Nick Chubb stuff, but
now we got practice. Now we got practice injuries though with Trayvon Diggs.
Right. Well, this
right, and he's not the only one. We got others. So I think some of that is from not getting out on the field in preseason, where they just refuse to put starters out there. So it's a mix. It's a good mix. You're right. There's some of that. I need to limit who gets out there, but the Sean McVay thing, where so many teams are doing where no starters play anymore, we're starting to see the downside to that after a year or two. So I agree with you. It's a tough.
That don't work. You got to play. I think you got to, you know what? I think we got to expand rosters, right? We got to go up to like 100-man rosters.
Not just one for a quarterback or whatever they need.
So then we start doing like a rotation, like pitching. We don't roll Nolan Ryan out there 5 days a week. We pick the day that Nolan Ryan's going to go, and he's going to go on this 5th day. Bet on that. So maybe I'll pick and choose which days I want. I got a backup quarterback that I picked, that he's a twin of my guy, that I got him designed to go against week 6, week 9, and week 13 to give my man a break.
Yeah.
No, on top of bye
roster
week
expansion for sure. I mean, especially if you got, I mean, what was it? They already expanded the emergency quarterback like this is hockey.
Yeah.
You get an emergency goalie that can be in uniform if needed. So they expand the emergency quarterback or whatever. But I mean, if it's a new day and age of all this, then if they're changing all these rules to make it safer and all that, they might as well expand the rosters, like you said, homie, and get, I don't know how many, 7 to 10 or whatever, 5, 6, whatever. But I mean, you have defenses that lose 1 cornerback or 2 defensive backs, and then the game is just
one cluster injury leading before a game, and that could be the beginning of the tail end of your season right there, just like that. And the Ravens be on this with their backs against the wall seemingly every year. I keep seeing this with these dudes, and they come up with somebody, but are we going we're gonna never see who Lamar Jackson is. It's like Michael Vick all over again, because I'm never going to see who Michael Vick really is if all he got is Algie Crumpler. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree. Because now you're down to Zay Flowers and Gus Edwards. Gus Edwards at running back is the only guy. Gus Edwards is the only running back on their team tomorrow with more than 3 carries. The only other dudes with more than 3 carries in Baltimore through weeks 1 and 2, Lamar Jackson and J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards. Well, the Hill kid is now ineligible tomorrow, and now OBJ's out. So, like you said last night, they got punked into getting that money to OBJ. Now he's got 4 catches through 3 weeks. I mean, so now you're right. Lamar Jackson's down to what was coming out of preseason, his 3rd string running back and a rookie wide receiver who's electric, but he's a rookie.
Right. And that's what we have to depend on.
You know what they need to do?
What he's got.
You know what they need to do? They need to go find that Los Angeles Chargers training staff guy with the needle who tried to poke Tyrod Taylor's heart out of his chest or whatever. But training staffs.
Or you just find a clone of the dude, the coach in the Vikings, who clearly doesn't care about nothing, right? So he said, now this is a dude that I don't know if y'all picked this up. I think he picked up the league real quick, and he's on it before everybody else. You know how they're like F the running back, right? They don't give the ball to the running back. They got Dalvin Cook up out of there, and whoever the quarterback, Kirk's going to be gone. He's going to get traded. But whoever is there, they arm better be iced up, because that offense is just going to throw the ball around everywhere in the future. Follow this coach around. He's going to be like McDaniels. I'm telling you, they just going to be throwing the ball around, and they're not going to hand it off, but every now and again.
Don't tell Jason that, because he drafted Kirk Cousins in our league, our $200 league specifically.
No one heard a damn word you just said, but yes, I do have Kirk Cousins and Justin Jefferson. Both. Hey, well, we're gonna go to a commercial break here real quick and jump back on. Since we just want to talk about a couple games. I don't even know if there's any real slate to talk about, but we do need to get to the hometown plays of the week. So we will jump right back on. You guys cool with that?
Let's do it.
We'll jump absolutely. Right back on. But while you're all out there, before we come back, remember to subscribe, rate, and review on your favorite podcast platform. Go to thisisfunner.com for more podcasts and online content.
That was like a Tyreek Hill juke move.
Hey, we're getting around. He's quick. He's a lot quicker than I am. I'm getting there though. Check us out on YouTube, Sports Fix with Stix and us, big homie. You smash that like button. Peep us out on Twitter on X or whatever the damn hell that is called these days.
Good catch. Good catch.
Stix015 and at homie _ anonymous. Man, what a struggle. I needed a break to get this
I'm going straight to the IR. Right.
Yeah, I don't know. Something's going on. All right. Well, yeah, let's come back in a second. So
having this group, having a place to call my safe place, as you would call it, it meant a lot.
Find out how you can make a difference in the lives of those impacted by breast cancer by contacting us at thecareprojectinc.org.
It gives so much to us that are going through, that need support in so many ways.
Every dollar counts, and joining our Care Club of monthly donors is the best way you can support our mission. The Care Project assists with co-pays, utility bills, rent, and other everyday necessities that become luxuries when you're not working full-time due to cancer treatment.
I think what sets us apart from a lot of others is that I, as a survivor, now that I'm 10 years into survivorship, I realize how mentally traumatized and emotionally traumatized I am, that I'm working through that just now.
Yes.
And as a result, I have this show that's reaching people all over the world that are writing to me and saying, oh my God, I feel the same way.
That meant so much to me. And I can so relate to this.
Absolutely.
With a 5-star rating and listened in over 10 countries, Handle with Care, Cancer and Beyond is a podcast that gives anyone and everyone a place to come and keep it real about their cancer experience.
Sometimes this is the only place I cry.
Right.
Is here. And
really? No, I'm just kidding.
The Care Project, Inc. is passionate about raising male breast cancer awareness and wants to remind you that men can and do get breast cancer. If you're a male affected by any type of cancer, including breast cancer, please reach out to our friends at manuptocancer.com. The Wolfpack is waiting to support you.
I just get it. And it's so nice to have people who care for you without even knowing you.
Handle with Care, or your support group in a book, is another way you can support the Care Project. With contributions from 12 people affected by breast cancer, you'll gain various perspectives on coping from diagnosis to reconstruction and everything in between. It's the handbook they wish they had when first diagnosed.
I felt like the support that I really needed because I needed to vent, and that's what the Care Project does. You know,
we keep it real.
We keep it real.
We
yes,
keep it real.
Sure.
For more information or to get involved with the Care Project, go to thecareprojectinc.org. Never stop caring.
All right, the struggle bus is back. Let's see if I can start over. If you didn't catch this on the before the break, remember to subscribe, rate, and review on your favorite podcast platform. Go to thisfunner.com for more podcasts and online content. Grab some merch while you're there from the Funner family, and check us out on YouTube, Sports Fix with Stix and that's Big Homie. That's what I meant to say in the previous episode.
Sound a whole lot better too.
Or break. So yeah, let's jump into it. Who's driving in a car right now? But let's jump right into the NFL. We just saw the Giants get smacked around by San Francisco on Thursday night
Predictable.
to start week 3. I don't know. I don't really see much of a late here. I know Homie and I were going back and forth on Dallas plus, what did we get? 13 plus 13 early
in the game. I didn't care if it was under 2 touchdowns. I thought they were just going to get smoked, but Arizona's just going to get ran over based on what I've been seeing from them. And maybe they might put up a little fight, but they'd have to shut it down because Dallas was just quiet. But I got to back up off of that with injury and all of this. And so I was just even looking for where's the stories in this week. Even this week just looks mad blah to me. So basically it seems like a sit and watch and just wait for a story to materialize. The only real thing that I saw is, what do you got? Miami and Denver. Maybe that's interesting. Minnesota and the Chargers are definitely interesting.
Denver, Miami. Could this be Russ's final start as a Denver quarterback right now? I mean,
because Waddle's out. Waddle's in concussion protocols, and so now if Tua goes out there and it doesn't matter and keeps living his best life using the force, throwing it to everybody backwards, then they're gonna make them look real bad there because they've been giving up points out there. So it's just going to be a show with Tyreek running around. Maybe, I don't know, but it's going to look bad for them. I think there's a story there building. But the rest of the week was just like, we got a Super Bowl matchup on, revenge on Monday, but I don't know. Y'all see anything out there in the week?
I do like your Rams on Monday. I like that. But what about Aaron's favorite team, Barcott's favorite team, the Tennessee Titans, ready to?
Oh, what? No.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
As Barcott, has mentioned before, they are terrible. Is this the battle of the 2 worst quarterbacks in the league, Tennessee and Cleveland?
This might be the time to back them, though. This is a good spot for them. This is a good spot for them. Go ahead.
You got the Jets out there. Zach Wilson wouldn't beat either one of those teams.
Yeah, but the 2 worst quarterbacks to play this week against each other, 2 bad quarterbacks is what I'm trying to say.
I think one that's intriguing on the Vegas betting line, which I think is a little bit off, is and it's not a story, but it's I don't know that Buffalo on the road was getting 6 points, 6 points at Washington. I don't know. Now, I'm not saying Buffalo loses that game, but That's 6 points on the road because the betting line always gives the home team +3.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're saying really Buffalo by 9. You know what I'm saying? I don't know that Buffalo does that. I think Washington can cover. I think Buffalo wins the game. I think Washington can cover that -6.
That I had an asterisk on that because I still think that Washington has enough fight still because they're building.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
They
haven't been anywhere enough to slow down yet. Like Buffalo, you're seeing cracks in the dam kind of thing. You know,
have they even utilized? Was it Brian Robinson? And Antonio Gibson.
Oh yeah,
are they still? Are they
Gibson's
still
a little upset that he ain't getting his carries because Robinson's getting them. But yeah,
AG's basically out of the rotation, but Brian Robinson's been the show.
Yeah,
in terms of running game.
Yeah,
but yeah, I think Buffalo wins the game, but to cover by 6 on the road with a 2-0 team, I don't know. That one's intriguing to me. I don't know if Buffalo covers that. I think Washington covers that -6.
Well, yeah, I mean,
by the way,
oh yeah, go ahead. What you got?
I was just going to say 42-0 in Oregon now.
Oh yeah, surprise. Well, and I was talking, and then even you were talking about.
Oh, y'all go real quick. I'll be right back.
Washington getting a +6.5. Barcott.
Oh, is it 6.5 now? It was 6 this morning.
Well, it probably. I think I got this way early, so it's probably went down to 6 now, +6. But I'm sorry to say this, and for all you Seattle fans out there, I ain't wait when homie gets back. I'm sure he'll chime in. I ain't feeling the -6 for Seattle either. Now, especially without Bryce Young as Carolina's quarterback, I could see -6, but Andy Dalton's like 4-1 against the Seahawks, and he's going to pick those guys apart if everybody's injured.
I do think Andy's a better quarterback for Carolina right now, just because Bryce, outside of its running back, doesn't have a lot of weapons. I mean, even in the game they competed in against what was it? Was it Atlanta week 1? It was Hayden Hurst, his tight end. They got 2 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know that Bryce is in the NFL seeing down the field yet. I don't know if he's hitting those wide receivers on 15-yard outs or posts yet. So I think Andy Dalton actually right now, obviously going forward, Bryce is way better for them. But right now today, I think Dalton makes them a better offense. So I agree with you on that one.
Yeah, I think it's going to be. It could be sketch, man. Could be close one.
Especially because Carolina's defense is so good. Those tackles. See, that's the one thing that Seattle lucked out in last year. They absolutely hit a grand slam on the draft, and then nobody got hurt. You know what I'm saying? They had no major injuries last year. Plus, you hit a grand slam on the draft with like 4 starters who all gave you legit play. And now this year, the NFL always does that to you. If you're a team like Minnesota last year, that won 8 games by 1 score, that ain't happening the next year.
Mm-hmm.
So like Seattle, you hit a grand slam on the draft and no one gets hurt, that ain't happening the next year, boy. Somebody's getting. So now we've seen their tackles are out. It doesn't have to be the guys that draft; it could be anybody. But when you have no major injuries, that didn't happen 2 years in a row. And so I think that's
I stepped off for a second. But do y'all saying that they have a better chance with Rifle?
Carolina
on the other side, or
Carolina has a better chance.
We did. That's why we said we weren't sure about the -6 because I think obviously going down the road, Bryce Young's better, but right now today, the Red Rifle's better.
You're definitely had a better chance to cover the number with the kid in there for
Bryce.
sure.
Yeah, 100%. That's exactly what I said. Yeah,
agree.
I guess it's time to figure out who Tampa Bay is without Tom Brady and Baker, and see how good Baker is when they got Philly, but they got Philly at home. Tampa Bay's got Philly at home.
Hey, that's going to be a tight game.
That should be a good game.
That's going to be a tight game because that Philly defensive backfield. I don't agree with Nick Wright on a lot, but that defensive backfield for Philly, they can get got. They're not very good.
Mm-hmm.
They've given up a lot of pass yards. They're not getting to the quarterback up front like they did last year. I do believe they're running game, but Tampa doesn't run the ball anyway, so they don't care.
That's what I'm saying. But the one thing that people done messed up, you done let Baker get confident, yo.
Yeah.
Look, he came on for the Rams with no playbook. and came in so fine, did what he's supposed to do, and now he got a squad, and they won
Now,
twice. Okay, now look,
now,
now he's feeling himself now.
what's going to be interesting is 2 weeks from now when Tampa Bay trades Mike Evans, because they're not keeping Mike Evans. They've already said they're not signing the contract.
That's his problem. That's
yeah. So
issue.
right now, he and Mike Evans are clicking because Mike Evans already got 237 receiving. Now, in 2-3 weeks, when Baker's just throwing to Godwin and whoever's the tight end, that's going to change Tampa Bay. I think right now Tampa's a bad matchup for Philly. Philly's probably wishing could we get this in November when we don't see, Mike Evans is somewhere else playing football. So we'll see. I think Tampa Bay is going to be a tough matchup for Philly. I like that game.
Yeah. Sunday night should be fun.
Yeah, fun to watch for sure.
And then close it out with Monday night, which will be scary to watch with everything that goes on Monday nights, because we don't need your boy Matthew Stafford or Puka Nacua.
Don't even say it.
And playing at Cincy.
We got to go to the jungle every now and again. And they welcome us. Guns N' Roses did it too. They welcome you to the jungle. And you walk right in wearing the crown. King Matt with his very band of soldiers. Not sheep. Not sheep. Rams, yo. And we got a house too. And we're going to bring it. And this is a good spot for us. And we love things like this. This is a spot where Aaron Donald loves to go off, right? He loves to get everybody charged up. These are the spots because he's looking at dinner. So if you got Joe Burrow on a skewer, or you're going to feed me somebody else, which one you want to do? So you pick or choose. So then we could see if this young secondary can get opportunistic and do a couple things, right? This is Aaron Donald and the defensive line saying, let's go play a game. And we're going to have to play a slow game. And Kai's going to play a major factor, I think, in this situation. Because you're on the road. What you going to do? You're in the jungle. So that's what you have to do. So, but at the same time, King Matt don't stop throwing. That's a part of the game plan. You seen what Minnesota's doing, the little mini version of how we get down? Except for we know how to mix it up better. The run, the pass, and the thing just blend so much better, like a swirl when you pull the lever on the thing and the soft serve come out with the half and a half and it's perfect. That's what it is. So this is the combo. Puka, homie, hometown play of the week, said by the homie. Okay. Rams win outright. Easy.
I could see that. If Burrow's not starting, I can see that 100%.
I hope he do start. Actually, you know what? Because I don't want nobody to get hurt like that. I think he should sit. He should sit and just let Jake Browning or Pistol Grip Pump or whoever wants to go out there and play quarterback. Let somebody else go out there and do it for a week so he could try to get right, because Aaron Donald is coming. Puka is going to continue the streak, as would Cooper Kupp in his absence. 100 yards will be achieved by him once again on another double-digit set of receptions too, because Aaron Donald is coming and we're going to have to shovel this ball around. 2 touchdown Kai will appear again. There will be zero passing touchdowns by King Matt. This will be a expert kind of McVay game plan on the road. Watch it. It's going to be a lesson.
I agree. I can agree with that.
Play it. Puka 100 yards, 2-0 so far on the year. What did Cup end up last year? It was before he got hurt. It was like 12-1 or something like that. Or
I don't know. It was 12 in a. I think it was 12 in a row.
12 in a row at least. So, yeah, I like it. I'm gonna stay pretty simple on my hometown plays of the week this week for Seattle. I'm still counting on Walker to get his first 100 yards of the season. So we're gonna go Walker 100 yards. Jackson Smith and Jigba will get his first TD of the year.
The one, huh?
And then the good old faithful rolling back into it, even though kickers suck and I don't trust them even in the NFL. I don't trust him in college. Definitely don't trust him in college, but I'm gonna give him a shot in the NFL. Over 3.5 field goals in this game.
Oh yeah, that's our MVP. Myers MVP.
Myers MVP. He missed 2 last week, didn't he? Jesus. Otherwise, the over 3.5 would have been easy money.
The people are saying that the crowd ain't what the crowd used to be. Do you guys notice a difference in what comes out of the TV or people in the in the Seahawk faithful not being as bought in as they used to be? Because they're saying that the pros are saying that Seattle's home field is not the same as it
not
used
a
to
home
be.
field
It's
advantage.
not
I haven't
affecting
noticed.
people the way it used to be.
I'll tune into that tomorrow and see.
Yeah.
See if I notice anything, but was the first game. Yeah, I mean, it's early. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
See who's out there playing for the Seahawks. Check the IR report in the morning. TBD. Might have a full practice squad on your hands.
They got uniforms. They got uniforms is out there. That's for sure. They got uniforms. What week are they busting out the Kingdom special?
I want to say, isn't it the Thanksgiving game?
Oh, okay.
It might be,
I was gonna say,
or at least that's what they were
time.
petitioning for. I don't know if they're actually going to do that, but yeah, the throwbacks are going to be sick when we do see them. So
yeah, they got to put that back on prime time. That would be cool.
Or I know maybe they'll do it on the Monday night game in a couple or next week when they play, or 2 weeks when they play the Giants or whatever. But that'd be on the road, so I guess they wouldn't do that.
It's probably out there somewhere. They probably have it all planned in advance, I'm sure. For a home game, I'm sure. Number one, I guarantee you it's a home game.
Yeah, it has to be a home game.
Yeah,
that would make sense. Anything else you guys want to hit on before we jump off and get rolling on a Saturday night?
I don't know. Saints are 2-0, man, and they're underdog. They're underdog this week in Green Bay. 1 point.
GB.
I'm telling you, they ain't gonna be a field goal either way to anybody. All right, but now you got Jamal down, so be on the lookout. You got another kid that's gonna come out of somewhere. Do they need him? New Orleans is gonna squeak out another one. What?
All right, let's go. Let's go, Saints. I'm all in.
Hey. 1 point. 1 point.
14-13.
14-13.
Derek Carr and Jordan Love. Jordan Love, I don't know about that kid, man. He's performing at a pretty decent level right now, though.
Looks good without even all of the weapons. Watson hasn't played yet, and so they don't know if he's ready for this week yet. And now this is Green Bay at home, so that's where Derek Carr has to go to make this happen in Green Bay. Nobody knows. Oh, word on the street is it's a gang of weather. There's like a typhoon somewhere all off in there in the Northeast, like it always happens. New York, New Jersey, Philly.
All right.
Boston, this whole little area down to DC, all of that. So apparently we're going to see a whole lot of under games predicted because of weather purposes. So slow running back action if y'all fantasy enthusiasts is what I hear. Don't take no advice from me.
I like it. Well, hey, we appreciate y'all listening. Remember to subscribe, rate, and review on your favorite podcast platform. Go to thisfunner.com for more podcasts and online content. Grab some merch while you're there from the Funner family. Check us out on YouTube, Sports Fix with Stix and Announce Big Homie. Also on X, follow me at Stix015. Also follow Announce Big Homie at homie_anonymous. Time to go get into a Saturday night, boys and girls. So have a great evening. We appreciate you all. Good to see you, fellas. Till next time.
Peace. Well, while y'all doing that, I got to get out of here and get to my Costco washed up dad Kirkland special photo shoot. You know what I'm saying? That I got to do later on. You know what I'm saying? Think I'm playing? Yeah, this is funner. We out.
That was Sports Fix with Stix. Thank you for listening, and don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review the show. If you want to join the show, use the hashtag StixandSports.
Winners don't make excuses.